Was this the end of American democracy? Stay tuned to find out. Good evening, America. I'm Gareth White, and this
is where we tell you who to vote for.
Is BOATI News. We begin tonight with several key election results. Beginning in Pennsylvania, John Fetterman won his seat with a risky but effective campaign tactic. He was taking several drugs suggested by the Dr. Oz show that were intended to prevent a stroke. However, as voters saw how ineffective these drugs were on Fetterman, they decided that Dr. Oz would be just as ineffective. In the tight Senate race in Georgia, Raphael Warnock is headed to his second straight runoff election. Meanwhile, Herschel Walker is trying to figure out what to do about an unplanned election that he can't pay to have aborted. After going 0-3 in several races over the last couple of years, Beto O'Rourke decided to take his political career and put it behind the woodshed. We're in an extreme moment of irony. It was finally put down by somebody with an AR, which is essentially everyone in Texas. Might I suggest, Beto, that you keep that in mind when you fail a fourth time. In Arizona, there are still several results that are unknown to the American public. But in the state right now, there is one thing that is known, and that's that Dinesh D'Souza is scaring the hell out of white people with his recent inflation documentary, 2,180 Mules. And finally in Michigan, Governor Whitmer was the only official that was able to celebrate two victories on election night. The first one was the fact that she won the governor's race again. The second one was the fact that she was actually able to escape captivity long enough in order to give her victory speech. As voters exited the polls, we spoke with them on which issues
we told you to care about
were the most important to them. Surprisingly, most of the voters of one party were voting to save America and its democracy, while the voters of the second party were voting to save America and its democracy. Hey, Larry, is there some kind of margin of error that the problem may be that we don't know who the representatives of the voters are really working for? Because it's just this journalist's opinion that everyone seems to be voting for the same thing.
No, your neighbor hates you.
After the majority of the midterm elections had concluded, the major leaders of the party spoke. President Brandon spoke optimistically about the fact that young Democrats were able to turn the red wave into the red ripple during these, quote, 1922 midterms, end quote. And former President Trump is reportedly extremely furious about the fact that his endorsements did not do well during these midterm elections. Let's go obvious reactions for 400, Alex. To all my viewers, thank you so much for watching. That concludes my coverage tonight, because unlike other anchors, apparently I have a family to get home to. But you always remember,
vote for who we tell you.
I'm Gareth White. I read the news, and I'm important. BOATI, America, because we said so. You want to like and subscribe. You want to like and subscribe. No, this won't work. Please?